So now I've spoken at end on what the hero's journey exactly is. And believe me, this is a wonderful topic. This could absolutely have nothing to do with Below Zero. Absolutely, believe me, I could churn out 4 or 5 more videos right now. Right now. I could go on and on about the hero's journey. I might. No, I'm just kidding. But it's a story worth telling. However, I want to compare this to Below Zero. Because I just could have started off this video tearing into Below Zero from the get-go. Uh-oh, hold on, wait a minute. Yeah, I could have just started off tearing into Below Zero like I normally do, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I deliberately wanted to really warm up to this one. I wanted to stew and simmer the context. I wanted to draw you in. I wanted to be on the same page. And I went back to this demographic because it's a lot simpler. I'm going to do what I do a lot of the times. For Below Zero, I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt. When I argue for Below Zero and against Below Zero, a lot of times I'm like, let's just pretend that this makes sense. But even if that does make sense, this doesn't make sense. I pretend I give Below Zero the benefit of the doubt just to show you how even with the handicap in its favor, it still fails. So there's so many demographics. There's so many charts for the hero's journey. Do a Google image search. You'll find all kinds of wonderful detailed graphs that you can study yourself. But I'm going to use this classic one. It's nice. It's simple. There's no 12 steps. There's no 17 steps. It's simple. Now, here we go. It's the world of the known. We're Rob and Ryley, starting this off with Subnautica. We're on the Aurora. We're in space. We're where we're at. We're where we're supposed to be. We're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And then we have the call to adventure, which in this case is completely outside of Ryley's hands. The only refusal for this call to adventure is suicide. The Aurora, spoilers ahead, by the way, if you care about that. But the Aurora is shot down. Ship takes a hit. They're heading down to a planet. Everybody evacuate. Everyone that didn't die in the initial explosion and attack, or whatever that was. Everyone scrambled to your life pod. Life pods are ejected. I feel sorry for the life pods that ejected on the other side of the Aurora, because those went out into the void. They didn't make it. I guess I kind of feel sorry for everyone else too, because no one made it. Ryley Robinson's the only survivor that made it. A couple people made it to the crater on the planet, the ocean planet. A couple other life pods did make it, but the occupants of those life pods did not. And our hero's Ryley's descent to the planet, he got knocked out. Yeah, he was unconscious for a couple hours, woke up to a fire in his life pod, had to put that out. That's bad. So then he comes to and he climbs up on his life pod and he's looking around, and him, us, we, Ryley, the player, we're stuck. We're on an ocean planet. And everywhere we look, we can't see nothing but water and the smoldering wreckage of our ship. Here comes supernatural aid. Our PDA, the first of our mentors that will be helping us. And then later on, we'll be getting some more supernatural aid. And the Threshold Guardians. Let's say that those will be Reapers. Or for different people, it might be a Sand Shark, it might be a Stalker. Hell, I know first time I played, the sounds the gasopods made me feel uncomfortable. But once you cross that threshold and you jump in the water and you get wet and you go past 100 meters and you get into that radiation zone, you start pushing into the unknown. You start to transform. You start getting help in the form of blueprints and technology. Your mentor, your PDA, it's the only other voice there with you. And then you get better. You go through the challenges. You overcome. You go further out. You go deeper down. You start to learn more. You start to figure out why you're there. Not just because your ship got blown up, but why it got blown up. And then you get help from a supernatural source. You get contacted by the Sea Emperor Leviathan, and she lets you know, hey, there's another intelligent being out here. You're not alone. You have to come down deeper. And then you have the revelation and you figure out what it is, what's happening. It's the coulda. It's a virus. It's a bacteria. We've got it. We're going to die. And this is beautiful storytelling. Because anyone can play this game. You don't have to be Ryley. You could be a selfish little bastard. You don't give a damn for nobody. You don't want to cure the bacteria to help no one. You don't care about stupid fish. You don't care about an ocean planet. You don't even care that everyone else died. You're just glad you live. All you want to do is just live. Well, you got to cure the bacteria to cure yourself. And not just so you don't die, but if you want to make it home, you got to turn that quarantine enforcement cannon off. So you got to get rid of the Kara. Even the worst person with the worst motives, they have to accomplish the goals the game wants them to. And most people are going to want to accomplish these things anyway. This is cohesion. This is the story that they intended for us, and this is the story that we make for ourselves. No matter what happens in our personal story, our headcanon when we play, the reasons we do the things that we do, we're going to come across this to the same conclusions. We're going to touch the same beats. We want to live. That's the ultimate objective. What's the main plot line in Subnautica? Well, besides curing the bacteria, which is a subplot of the fact that, hey, do not die, survive. Everyone can compare to that. We all want to survive. So Ryley Robinson, bless that dude. You know, that is such a sitcom name, by the way. But Ryley does what the hero has to do. He heeds the call to adventure. He's given the task from the Sea Emperor Leviathan. She has her plight and her woe, and that elixir, that's the cure. And he goes through the trials, he goes through the tribulations. He's born down into the belly of the beast, figuratively and literally, and he's reborn a new man. He's no longer the person he was, fabricating tools for the first time and looking at him like he's a toddler, like, oh, what's this do? Now he's swimming around in between sea dragons like it's nothing, in a reinforced dive suit that he built from materials he gathered himself. He learns. We learn. We go to all the places. We find all the things. We learn all the stuff. We do what the precursors couldn't do. Not because Ryley's better than anyone else, but just because he's a fleshy meat sack. And he was in the wrong place at the wrong time to do the right thing. And that transformation is curing the Kara, giving the Sea Emperor her final wishes, helping the juveniles be born, curing the planet, and our salvation, our reward, is the option to go home. We're given the Neptune space rocket. We're able to turn the quarantine enforcement cannon off.